Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Bushnell Presents Prairie Pursuit. I'm your host, Greg Toogood.
You dropped him, Kaleb.
Let's go.
You dropped him.
Bushnell presents Prairie Pursuit, brought to you by Bushnell, built for the pursuit. Ace Outfitting, small town, big adventures. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. JB Sausage Supply, your one-stop shop. Trail Runners Canine Training Center and Labrador Retriever Dogs and Puppies. North Pro Sports, performance archery and arms. And these fine sponsors.
So it's pretty neat to see this year, Jacob loading up the truck, getting all the gear in there, doing his scouting, talking to the landowners, doing his research in the field and trying to figure out where he can fill his tag. Now Jacob shot some beautiful whitetail deer in the past. He's got a whitetail buck with his crossbow. He shot it with a rifle. He was really working hard and hopefully getting a chance nice and close to the city to get one with his bow. Jacob put in a lot of time in one particular field this year. Anytime that we sat there, we'd see between 25 and 50 deer, maybe sometimes more.
Jacob is right in the middle of all the deer that we've been watching. He's within 100 yards of all of them. If I lost camera light for that distance, he's only got a few minutes left because there's a bit of cloud cover. Technically, he's got 12 minutes, but it's getting pretty dark, so I hope he can see his pins. I'm gonna watch through binoculars and see what happens here. Crazy. He's close.
I can't remember how many nights it was that Jacob actually sat in the fields, but whether it was 15, 17 nights, I know he put in a pile of time, and he was being patient. He passed up a beautiful 5x5 buck in velvet early in the season. I think he thought that he maybe get a chance at a bigger one. He never did, but pretty cool to have that experience for him. I watched it from the distance with my Bushnells, and I'm trying to figure out why he didn't shoot, but that's the decision he makes. And again, he's following the rule. Shoot the one that feels right for that moment. Jacob got some fantastic footage. Like I think sometimes he was 5-7 yards from whitetail deer and with very little coverage. Anything to cover him from the deer seeing him. So he's got an awesome skill set to get out there, to try different things, to make mistakes, to learn from them, to improve, and then have some just incredible encounters with nature.
Trail runners training tip. Pheasants like to hide along the fence rows, so we're going to teach our dogs to be safe around the barbed wire and get the birds through the fence.
Put him up. Come on.
Kurt, get him over there.
Put him up.
Get him over there. There, good.
Put him up. Put him up. Put him up.
Help her not be afraid of that fence. Get her through. Let her go, let her go. I threw it. Ooh, oh, darn, you got snagged. Oh, there. Call her through. There. She let it touch her. Good. Send her. Look at that. No hesitation whatsoever. Until finally yeah, call her back, call her back. Look at that.
Hold.
Get her through, get her through. This is where you're hunting, girl.
If you're interested in obtaining a well-bred working Labrador or have a dog you would like trained for obedience, behavior rehab, or hunting, Trail Runners will be happy to help you.
So of all the time that Jacob put in the field, he never did get a chance to get one with his bow. But we managed to get out. He got the chance to go out and hunt with his grandpa, head into our spot, into the valley, north of Regina. I'm with Grace, Jacob's with his grandpa, and Grace and I are sitting there, and we know already that when we put Jacob and his grandpa together, something's gonna happen.
Well, Grandpa and I are headed over to a buck we just got. 320-yard shot. I think a long shot for me.
Jacob made a shot on a whitetail deer with his grandpa by his side, further than any shot that he's ever taken before.
We got a bit of a walk. Grandpa's get pretty steep here. Long pack out.
Now I know they didn't capture the actual shot on film, but looking back at the footage and watching Grandpa and Jacob walk up to this buck together is priceless.
Well, Grandpa, about halfway there. Halfway, at least. A little bit over a creek and then up one more hill and we'll be there.
We'll be there, yeah.
He's right there. Right up on this left side. Hasn't moved. 310 yards away. You can see him laying up there now. 300 yards away, look pretty nice. See what he looks like here. Looks pretty good from here too. This is probably my 25th day out this year. Most I've ever gone. Tagged out on a beautiful elk. I've had the chance to be super picky for whitetail. This beautiful buck. He didn't also shot it. He didn't go anywhere. Holy. Oh, he's a 10 point. He's a 10 point. Huh. Beautiful buck.
Hi.
You got a sled.
I do.
Where are you going?
Get Jacob's buck.
Not yours?
No.
Oh, stinker brother. One night we come out here and he shoots buck.
Yep.
Oh boy. Well, let's go get him.
Yep.
All right. Jacob.
Beautiful deer.
He's awesome.
Farther shot and a nice scope bite to go along with it.
Put your face in the snow.
Oh, look kind of swollen.
Yeah.
Hurts a little.
At least you got to Monday for the spelling to go down.
Yeah.
Great shot. Awesome buck. He's wicked, Jacob.
Pretty dang cool to get another deer with Grandpa. I'll drag him a little bit down the hill so that he can leak out
Look where I got him.
Holy.
Oh my gosh.
So you pulled the trigger.
I did pull it because I was in the
Wind was blowing too, though.
It would have moved it.
It would have moved it, yeah. The wind was howling.
Yeah. And I put it right on top of his back. Right here.
Yeah. And he's going uphill.
From when you're up top on the valley, I'm glad I ranged because I would have never thought it would have only been 320 yards. Like when you're looking from up top, looking down in the valley, everything is so much farther.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome when we got tired that we had little sister along because her strong dancing legs, we were back to the truck in no time. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. We got everybody home and a chance to make 100 pounds of sausage. We're out from last year. We've got last package of sausage in the freezer and it's time to make some more. We've got our JB spices. We've got a garlic, a breakfast sausage, a mild Italian sausage. Jacob's already ground up 50 pounds of mule deer and whitetail meat. We've got that here. We've got it divided into 12.5 pounds. We've got some ground pork. Got our grinding station set up, sausage stuffing station set up, and now we're ready to mix the spices, get some ice water in there, and get to work. Lots of work to do for 100 pounds. Hopefully it goes smooth.
Dad and Jacob spent a lot of time getting permission and scouting out the land close to the city so that after school and after my activities, I could get out and try and get a whitetail buck. With everything going on, I managed to get out a couple nights with Dad. We saw lots of deer, but nothing was close enough to get a good look at or a good shot. We ran out of time close to the city to film my tag, so Dad called up Lance from Battle River Cree Outfitters to see if he could set us up for a hunt.
Last day.
Let's make it happen.
They're definitely in the area, so hopefully one of the big guys comes out today.
Yeah, hope so. When you have clients up, they're here for 6 days?
Yes, we do a Sunday to Friday hunt, and yes, typically the hunters will sit from morning to evening, and depending on their success, it could be 1 day, it could be 6 days.
So Lance invited us up, we got set up in the blind, and it wasn't long before we started seeing deer.
We just got settled into the blind, got the heater rolling, to go.
The way the blind was set up, we could see out of 4 different spots where the deer were coming in to feed. For the first 4 or 5 hours, we saw a lot of whitetail and mule deer, does, and fawns. There were a couple of smaller bucks that wandered in, but they weren't anything I was interested in getting.
That's a shooter.
Like bigger than my other two.
Yep.
I think Dad thought that was the right buck for me and the perfect opportunity, but I wasn't sure.
He's a nice buck, but he's
Isn't he little?
he's as big, maybe.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger than the ones you got.
I knew it was a nice deer, but I was hoping for something bigger.
He's a beautiful deer, Grace.
Yeah, like big.
I think Dad was pretty excited and maybe even trying to convince me to shoot it.
That's a beautiful 8-point, Grace.
Dad, it's pretty small.
I knew what I wanted, and that wasn't it. As soon as the buck walked away, I started to second guess my decision, but later I realized I was glad I didn't take a shot at something I didn't want. A lot happened in that day. We didn't get to film my tag, but I knew that I was going to get another chance.
Morning, Grace.
Morning.
Are you ready? Yeah. Get in, it's gonna be a cozy sit.
Yeah, looking pretty small.
It was super cold. It was minus 40, and we had to have a heater going inside the blind, and I was in the heater bodysuit. We were doing our best just to try and stay warm.
Oh, that buck's got a double throat patch.
We sat in the blind for 2 days, battling the cold.
I lost the mitt somewhere. I don't know where.
We saw lots of does and fawns. We saw some small bucks on our last day. But then the sun set and it was time to go home.
Bummer. Sorry, sweetie.
Don't be sorry.
I really wanted to get you a buck.
You dropped him, Caleb. Go. You dropped him. Holy crap, buddy. You dropped him.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
We're supposed to go around and go to the fence line. There's a whole bunch of deer. So, we're just not gonna sneak up on them because we might scare them.
I'll ask every year about the start of the year when we're doing the draws what are the kids interested in doing, and one of the things that Caleb wanted to do this year was try and get his first whitetail deer. Never happened last year, and with hockey and activities and everything this year, it was getting tough to get Caleb out.
There's lots of bucks in the area. We'll see if we can convince one to come through to do a little rattling and some calling and see what happens.
We set up in the field. Grace walked all the way around. We watched a buck go into a coulee. Grace did her part perfectly.
Maybe that's our chance to go for a little, get a little closer. What do you think? Okay, let's do it.
And the second that we moved, Caleb spotted the deer. The deer spotted us before we saw it. It was up and hightailing it out of there. Caleb looked at me and you could tell it was the first time I saw he was a little bit upset. He's like, why did we have to move, Dad? I'm like, I don't know. It was a decision I made. We went for it and it didn't work out. And then that was just the way that it went. We could never get things lined up. Another little buck come by was we were walking another little coulee. Buck runs by, stops briefly for us, probably 100, 150 yards. Caleb decides it's just not the buck for him. So even though he hasn't had the opportunity to get one yet, he's still passing them up. He's still waiting for that perfect moment, and that's how we've always been doing it. What's the right moment? What's the right feel? And when's the right time for them to pull a trigger that feels perfect for them? The last day that we had to get out, we woke up in the morning and Caleb goes, do we hunt in this? And I said, well, so if you want to get a buck, we do.
Well, here we are, middle of a snowstorm.
We drove through a blizzard. It was howling winds, the snow was blowing.
We drove 30 miles, built a snow fort.
We had no business being on the highway, but we had to get to our spot. We get to our spot, the wind's blowing in our eyes.
Caleb, time to get a buck. We're over. It is gross out there.
I know it doesn't look like that, but it was miserable out.
It really is gross out there.
Jacob was convinced he'd been out in this field enough times. He knew that about half hour before the end of the day, buck was gonna hop the fence and walk right past us. And sure enough, about half hour before the end of the day, whitetail buck hopped the fence and started to make its way. So the Primos tripod there, set up, ready to go and extended, muzzleloader loaded up with our Hornady ammunition. So he's locked on. The buck read the script, comes across, Caleb squeezes the trigger and drops his first whitetail buck.
You dropped him, Caleb.
Let's go.
You dropped him. Holy crap, buddy. You dropped him. Oh my gosh, kid.
I played this game before the muzzleloader, but we needed to reload. We needed to get set to put another one in.
Here. Dude, you got your first buck. In a snowstorm.
Caleb, oh my gosh, Caleb. Come here and get ready with this, just in case.
No, he's gonna be done. Caleb, he went straight down. Yeah, Caleb.
Yes, buddy.
So when you watch this deer goes down and you watch Caleb's excitement as he's getting up to his deer,
You better go pick him up. Good job, buddy. Look at that.
You see him smiling, you see how excited he is, and it was the perfect moment. It was the perfect Kaleb buck.
Yeah, buddy. What do you think?
He's awesome.
He is awesome.
Yeah. Sweet, Kaleb. I am so proud of you. You perfect little 8-point. Classic Saskatchewan buck. There you go, buddy.
Awesome.
You just tagged your very first buck.
We cut the tags, tagged the deer, gutted it, got on the sled, and Kaleb dragged that deer a few hundred yards in one stretch, without a break, all the way back to the truck.
Nice work. Look at that buck.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Bushnell Presents Prairie Pursuit. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Bushnell presents Prairie Pursuit, brought to you by Bushnell, built for the pursuit. Ace Outfitting, small town, big adventures. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. JB's Sausage Supply, your one-stop shop. Trail Runners Canine Training Center and Labrador Retriever Dogs and Puppies. North Pro Sports, performance archery and arms. And these fine sponsors.
Well, Grandpa?
You want a cheese bun?
Yeah, buddy. What do you think?
He's awesome.
He is awesome.